everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or A Hobbit's Reading List. This week we are mainly going to focus on finishing up my April TBR. I have 3 books left, one of which I need to have done by Thursday. The other is a graphic novel, and the other one is my most anticipated romance. So we should be able to do it. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So today is actually Tuesday because I didn't start the vlog yesterday, although I did film stuff, so you'll see that in a second. But last night I had my book club that I run. It's primarily Jewish themes, and we were talking about When the Angels Left the Old Country by Sasha Lamb, and it went really well. Everyone really enjoyed the book, which I'm very happy about because I loved the book, and to talk about a book that I loved with other people who loved it was really nice. So yeah, I thought that went really well, and I did read a little bit of the Maid's Diary, which is the book that I have to read for my family book club on Thursday. I'm only like 7%, so I can't say whether or not I like it. I will say I'm not thrilled with how many characters there are already. I've read like 5 or 6 chapters, and they've all been from like that many perspectives. I've not had a character that like repeats, which is concerning. I'm like, do I have to balance 6 perspectives? Possibly more? I think more. I think the chapter I'm on now is from a different perspective. So possibly 7? Like, that's too many. That's too many. And I can guarantee you, I'm not gonna like one of them. Just because I tend, like, if it's more than 2 perspectives, I tend to like one vastly less than the other ones. Yeah, less is accurate. So, I don't know. I will say that, like, I think reading over the next 2 days is going to be slow. I'm going to predict that. I'm very busy at work over the next 2 days. So, and I won't really have time to read in between meetings. So I will probably be reading majority of it Thursday. Which means that I will have, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 3 days to read Mooncakes and Soul Eater, which, like, is not bad. It just sucks that one of them isn't an audiobook. Like, I could get The Maid's Diary on audiobook, but I think that would actually make it worse. 1, because of the different perspectives, and 2, because I listened to a sample of the audiobook, and the narrator didn't really like do anything for me, and so that's gonna annoy me on top of all the other narrators, so it's not gonna work. So that sort of sucks because it's gonna slow me down, but it's fine. I will get through it, and yeah, we're just gonna do as much as we can, as always. Good morning, or I guess good afternoon, because it's almost noon. I am about 60% through The Maid's Diary. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's not bad. There are too many different perspectives, I still think. I hate one of them, which makes sense. I don't think I've figured out the mystery of, like, the whodunit, but I do think that I will finish it tonight before the book club, and then I will be filming my May TBR this afternoon, and then we'll just go ahead with moving on to May. Of course, after I finish Soul Eater and Mooncakes. I still have to finish those this weekend, which should not be hard. Mooncakes Mooncakes will not take me that long. So that's sort of the plan, and I'm going to check in later once I'm done with The Maid's Diary. Okay, so I just finished reading The Maid's Diary, and it was fine. Like, there were some pretty big, like, logic points or plot holes that I just, like, thought were a little weird. And they just weren't really addressed. So, before I give you the rating, I don't know if I ever explained what The Maid's Diary was about. So, it's about this woman named Kit, who is a maid, and she cleans multiple houses, but the main houses she cleans are two, and they're both owned by pregnant women who are friends with each other. And Kit has some history that she's trying to work out, and then we also get like the perspectives of one of the pregnant women. Her name is Daisy, and she's married to John, and their marriage is sus. And then we also get the perspective of a detective who is investigating a murder that happened at the second pregnant woman's house. Her name is Mal, is the detective. So that's already, what, 4 perspectives? We also get the photographer, and like, we don't know who he is until the end, but that's another perspective. And are there any other perspectives? Oh, we get an older woman who lives in the house across from the one where the murder happened. We get her a couple times. I think that's it. Yeah, so there's a lot of different perspectives, but like the main 4. But it was fine. I sort of guessed what the ending was going to be about halfway through, just because of like some of the plot holes. But then there were other plot holes at the end where I'm like, wait, this wasn't really addressed. So it was fine. I gave it a 3-star, which is not bad for a thriller, quite honestly. Like, I do not like thrillers. To me, they're very like shallow and one-dimensional, and I'm just not interested. So a 3-star on a thriller is actually not that bad. So if you like thrillers, I would check out The Maid's Diary. Like, if thrillers are your jam, or you want something like just like gripping, like, check it out. It's pretty decent. So that is my, I don't even know, 7th book? No, that's my 6th book from my April TBR. So I have 2 left. I will probably, I don't know if I'm going to read Mooncakes or Soul Eater next. I'll read one of them. Mooncakes, I've said this the entire time, is not going to take me long. I might as well just go ahead and get it out of the way, and then I can just finish on Soul Eater, which is my like most anticipated book. But right now, I'm going to film my Maid TBR, and I'm very excited because that means that probably tomorrow I can start listening to one of the audiobooks from it and get a head start, which I'm allowed to do because it's my game. So I will check in with you guys later. So today is Friday. I actually got a lot of reading done. I started reading Soul Eater last night before I went to bed. I read about, I think, like 53 pages, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's written in first person, which isn't my favorite, but I knew that already. I knew that going into it, that it was written first person, so it's fine. I am really enjoying the story because something I was worried about is like, so Soul Eater is about the Midwest-ish, the middle of the United States. Pretty much anything that's not on a coast has become like a wasteland that is like overtaken with monsters, pretty much. And the military is trying to capture and pretty much use them for their own reasons, which is not great. So the main character's name is Danny. He's in the military, but he is really regretting it. He doesn't agree with capturing the monsters. He also doesn't agree with the monsters killing people, so. But that was something I was sort of worried about because I've seen, like, Becca in the Books did a review of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse series. And something that she mentioned was that she was sort of bothered by how the main characters didn't have like that much of an issue with the horsemen like killing people. And so that was something I was sort of worried about when starting the Monstrous series, but it seems like Danny does have an issue with it. I hope he continues to, because like killing people, not cool, even if it is, the monster's purpose. Although the monster said that he doesn't have to. So I don't know. I'm only 50 pages in. I'm really looking forward to where it's gonna go. I'm really looking forward to the smut. So I'll probably read more tonight and tell you how that is. But I also started Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune today. It's part of my Maid TBR. And I listened to about 2.5 hours. So I think my issue last week, Someday Wicked This Way Comes, was maybe just the narration of the book, not the actual book. Or I had, I was just super tired and now I'm not. I don't know. Because I also tried, like I started a new health thing that may have made me have more energy. So I don't know. But I really liked Under the Whispering Door. I'm at chapter 6 now. So I mean, I got a decent chunk. The main character, his name is Wallace. He's dead. We get like one chapter where he's alive, and then he has a heart attack and he dies. That's not really a spoiler. Like I said, it happens like chapter 2. But so he's met his Reaper, who is named May, and I love her. She's hilarious without, I think, meaning to be. And where I'm at now, Wallace has just been taken to the tea shop. I don't know I can't remember what it's called, but he's just met Hugo, and he's kind of freaking out because he's dead and he doesn't want to be, and that makes a lot of sense. It's not triggering me as much as I was worried that it might. It probably will further down the line. Like, I'm only like 12% in, so I'm sure it'll get more emotional. But like right now, I think it's really interesting. I think it's surprisingly funny. I couldn't stop smiling at certain parts. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad that this ended up being my first like May read, even though it's not May yet. So that's what's going on. I am trying to decide if I'm just going to like read the rest of the night or try to get other stuff done that's on my to-do list, but my eyes are sort of hurting and pretty much everything else on my to-do list involves a screen, and so I don't really want to do that. So I might just pick up Soul Eater and just keep reading that, because my eyes are like, I don't know if they're dry or what, like, but I've just been hurting, or maybe I didn't sleep well. I don't know. There's Nala. So yeah, so that's my update. I will check in when I read some more. Okay, so I spent a long time last night reading. I went upstairs and like deluded myself into thinking I was gonna take a nap when I got home, because like I said, my eyes were hurting. I just ended up laying with the cats for like an hour and a half. Chris came up at one point. By the time it got dark, we like ordered food and everything, and I just spent the rest of the night reading. So I read about 120 pages of Soul Eater last night. I read, I don't know, like 20 more just now. We're gonna go to Michigan to pick up my car finally. If you watched my vlog from like the beginning of March, you'll remember that my transmission crapped out. They've had my car since then, so we're finally going up and getting it. I don't know. My cat Bastion is staring at me. Careful! Oh, you knocked it over, you butt. Okay. I don't know if I'll read more on the way to Michigan. I will at some point be, because I don't know if I'm driving up there, but at some point I will be driving back. So I'll listen to probably another like hour and a half of Under the Whispering Door. A lot of reading today, which is not a bad thing. So with Soul Eater, I think like 45% through, or no, I'm more than that. The copy I have does not line up page wise with what's on Storygraph. I'm about halfway, a little over halfway, but I'm really enjoying it. Danny, my little cinnamon roll, is adorable, and he just likes Win so much despite that he's not human. And the smut is hot, guys. The smut's top notch. I'm down for it. I need to add the second book in the series to my wish list so that I eventually get it. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I am worried because there's been a couple of mentions about how sort of like innocent Danny is, and living in the wastes is a very dangerous place, and so you can't necessarily, you don't keep your innocence for long. And so I'm worried that he's gonna have to become this like hardened scavenging killer and everything, and I don't want that. Him and Win are so cute together, just, you know, being adorably awkward right after they have sex, and then Win goes and, you know, does his thing. Like, I would just read a book of them just like continually doing that, having sex, being awkward, and walking. Like that, it sounds like a great book. I know it's not gonna last. So, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think that's all I had. So I'm gonna get ready to go to Michigan. It's gonna take like probably like 4 hours total, which I'm not looking forward to, but that's what we gotta do. So I will catch you guys later. Good morning. How much did I read yesterday? When did I check in yesterday? It's always my question. I believe I filmed before we went to Michigan. So I listened to about maybe another hour of Under the Whispering Door. Wallace, the main character, seems to slowly become more accepting that he's dead and that he's a ghost essentially right now. But he had a very interesting chat with Hugo, who is the ferryman, and I really enjoy it. I'm excited to listen to more today and get a little bit further into the story. I'm about a quarter of the way through now, so I'm not gonna guess when I should finish it, but probably next week. I also read about, I think, like 70 more pages of Soul Eater. It's still really good. I'm really enjoying it. They've had sex multiple times now, and it's wonderful. They're also, you know, becoming more emotionally close as well. How far am I? I don't know, 75%. So I'm getting a little worried about, I feel like something big is going to happen, which I don't know. I don't think it'll like tear them apart or anything, but I also like, I don't want any conflict for them. They're adorable. Like, they're seriously adorable. I just want them to keep walking and having sex. Like, that's all I want. But, you know, I guess there needs to be like plot. So, fine. But yeah, both of them I'm really enjoying. I might finish Soul Eater today. We'll see what I do when I get home, because I still have a lot of like other things that from my to-do list I have to do. But I will, if I don't finish it tonight, I'll finish it tomorrow, as well as Mooncakes. So that will be my April TBR done, which I still count. But yeah, so that's sort of what I got, and I will check in later after I've, you know, gone to work, listened to more Under the Whispering Door, and share my thoughts. Good morning. So it's Monday morning. I didn't read anything else last night. Well, let me rephrase. I listened to about another hour-ish of Under the Whispering Door. I think we're getting to the part where the manager is going to come, which is part of the synopsis, is that like the manager comes and gives Wallace like a week to transition. Which is like the bulk of the plot. So I think we're at that part. The manager hasn't come yet, or I think they're about to, because the next chapter is like an hour and 10 minutes long. So really enjoyable. The chapters I listened to yesterday were really funny, and that's what I appreciate. Like TJ Klune, I said this with Wolfsong, writes emotions super well and realistically, but also he's really funny. Like, he's hilarious. Like, there was a chapter that I listened to yesterday, and I could not stop laughing. It actually made me laugh out loud while I was driving, which was pretty funny. So I definitely recommend anyone check out like any of TJ Klune's books. He's very quickly becoming like an automatic buy author for me. So yeah, definitely check it out. But other than that, I didn't read anything yesterday. I had to, once I got home, I had to finish up some work stuff because it was the end of the month, and by the time I finished, it was like 7:30, and I was just like, I was just so tired. Like, I actually went to bed at like 8 o'clock last night. It is currently 6:30 in the morning because I did that. And I have to edit the Maid TBR video, which is gonna go up by 9. So I love that I did that to myself. I also have to edit this vlog for tomorrow, so it's great planning on my part. Just should have just got like a Red Bull or something. Just pushed through it, but I went to bed instead, which is the healthier option. I recognize that, but it's just where I like shot myself in the foot for today. So I wanted to wrap this vlog up and then start the next vlog. But I love you guys. Apparently I get very affectionate early in the morning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Like, comment on the video if you've read any of these books, especially if you've read any TJ Klune books. Let me know which one is your favorite, and if I haven't read it yet, it will go to the top of my list. But other than that, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you get notified when I post, because I'm going to start posting a lot more in May. So be ready for that. And otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.